are here, Alhumdulilah, like what we said earlier, thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us another holy night. This night, very holy night, it's the Jummah night, isn't it? That's why traditionally tariqats holding Thursday nights to be very holy, and everyone is making zikr. Not too long ago, whole villages, whole towns, whole cities were shut down Thursday nights to go running to the Masjids of Allah and the Dergah to make zikr. MashaAllah. Now, lands, countries are filled with masjids, but the zikr, it is forbidden. No rahmat falling to those masjids. That's why you see so many masjids, especially in the West, in America. Because we're living in America, we have to concentrate certain things there, because America leads the way for the rest of the world, isn't it? And they're trying to make American Muslims to lead the way, that the rest of the Muslims in America should live their religion to be like. In this country, so many masjids, now they're emptying out. No barakat. The masjid, Surah Al-Tawbah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give description who should build the masjids, who should maintain the masjids. There must be believers. They believe in Allah. They believe in the judgment day. They believe in doing good works. They fear from their Lord. Not a committee of people thinking they are now rulers, Firauns, ruling on the masjid. Masjid is the house of Allah. How you think this is my masjid? Some people thinking. I like this, I don't like this. I like this imam, I hire him. I don't like that imam, I fire him. Bring some. So the masjids, they're emptying out. In America, the younger generation, they have no connection to it, because there is no spirit. You think masjid is just what? A shell, a brick, and stones? There has to be a spirit there. A spirit is not by millions of dollars that people are going to put in there. Spirit is not, oh, so many people coming and doing a lot of activities. It's not spirit. The spirit that is there must be for the sake of Allah and His Prophet, remembering Allah and praising the Holy Prophet ﷺ. That gives the masjid spirit. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, who is that one who is more tyrant than the one who forbids the remembrance of Allah in the masjids? Now, majority of masjids, you cannot make zikr. Forget about Mawlid. You cannot make zikr because they say this is bid'at. Even if the imam say this is okay, we are Ahlul Sunnat, the president or the vice president or this, or because now they say we have to keep the balance now. We cannot anger our Jamaat. Mostly they are Wahhabis and they don't like the zikr or the Mawlid, and we need their, so we have to please them. Although we have no problems with the zikr. My father belongs to tariqat too, some are saying. But now we have to please them. So we cannot have zikr, we cannot have Mawlid. So the masjids now they're emptying out because it's empty to begin with. Masjids are being used just as a social club, community center. It's not there to feed the spirit. For the spirit to be fed, there has to be spiritual people that are there. There has to be authorized people by the sheikhs that are there. Awliya Allah has to support it. If there's no awliya Allah, it's completely empty and dry, because everyone wants to have book knowledge. Empty and dry book knowledge. Everyone wants to become scholar. Empty and dry scholars. So that is why you have masjids. They're empty and they're dry. So, Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it easy for us. This is a masjid established by Sahib us-Sayf for the sake of Sultan al-Awliya on the top of the mountains. And from this top of the mountain, that our aim is to run away from all connection to the world. For the sake of Allah, now we are more connected to the world. Shaykh Effendi's Sohbets and his Zikr are being watched and followed every Thursday, Alhamdulillah, from China to Turkey. Isn't it? From the Middle East to Europe. We are watching. And now more people, since he passed, are waiting for the Thursday night to make the zikr. Now, instead of us being completely separate from the world, now we're more connected. But we're not connected with the world. We want to be connected with the believers. We're using the technology. But to connect our hearts to the believers, so that the believers whose hearts, they want to remember Allah on this Thursday night, they may be together with us. Physically they are not here, but spiritually they are together. Together with our Shaykh, not separating. Remembering Allah, asking for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's favors and His forgiveness. To keep our faith in these very dark days, in these very sorrowful days, in these days of complete darkness and bitterness. You cannot say these are happy days. These are not. Especially for believers. One time, Holy Prophet ﷺ said, the believers in the Ahir Zaman, they are going to be like snakes, leaving and coming to their homes like snakes. Very unusual example, isn't it? Snakes. Hazreti Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu asked, Ya Rasulullah, the explanation we need to hear from you, because you're describing the mu'mins like snakes. He says, yes, that is the description of the mu'mins in the Ahir Zaman. If you have any knowledge of snakes, you know the snakes, they don't walk around scaring other animals, trying to show off. Is looking left and right, quickly it goes out, isn't it? Then when it wants to come back, quickly it goes without any detection, because now there's a lot of other ones who want to kill that snake. Snakes, they are very secretive and they are very careful. That is a characteristic of believers. Going out from their houses, looking right and left, looking over their shoulders, because there's so much eyes, so much hatred, so much conflict, so much enemies, and they want to go out quietly and undercover, and they want to come back the same way too. Believers, not just Muslims. Believers. Because believers must understand that in these days of Ahir Zaman, in these complete dark days of the end of times, the believer must know that we are here not to be sunk into this dunya. We are here to prepare ourselves, to keep ourselves clean for the events that are coming in the last days. Because the tests that are coming in the Ahir Zaman, they are very heavy. Which is why Shaykh and his Jamaat, he has heavy words. He has strong words. He has discipline. For those ones who are strong enough to carry heaviness, because these are very heavy days. These are not light days. These are very heavy days. Holy Prophet ﷺ has warned us about these days. These days they are filled with tests. These days they are filled with tests for the believers. Believer is not going to come out of the house looking around, looking at the world as if it is so great and is so shiny. The believer will walk just like the snake, being very careful. Where he looks, I should not look there. I should turn my head. Where he walks, I should not walk there. What he touches, what he speaks, the believer is very careful now. Just like that snake, very careful. But those not enough faith, they go out, can't wait to come out to the world. But the world is filled with shaitans. So many will not like that. But the world is filled with shaitans. Isn't the dunya one of the four enemies? Yes. And didn't Holy Prophet ﷺ say, the mu'min when he steps out, 70 shaitans at least is in front of him? Yes. Are we saying, don't go out, stay home forever? Of course not. Those who are being silly, they want to say that, let them to say, welcome to you. We are saying, be careful. Make sure that you have faith when you leave. Be very careful. Because in these very dark days that are upon us now, it is not coming, we are in it. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, the tests of the Ahir Zaman, the tests of Dajjal, is going to affect everyone. He is going to test those in the graves. The tricks and traps of Dajjal. If you want to be in a Jamaat that teaches you the tricks and the traps of Dajjal, beginning with your ego, because the ego is definitely buddies with Dajjal, buddies with Shaitan. If you want to belong to that Jamaat, to hear, to listen, to understand, to keep your eyes open, and to hold on to those ones who have the light and the connection to that light, welcome to you. Because the storm that is going to come is not going to differentiate between Muslim, Jew or Christian, white or black, young or old, rich or poor. It's going to just to sweep everyone. But if you are keeping yourself alive, not taking these days as a joke, and going to those ones who are going to teach you, the awliya Allah, who are going to teach you how to watch out for these tricks and traps of the Ahir Zaman, if you do that, you'll win only for yourself. May Allah keep us in safety, not to fall into this ghaflat of the Ahir Zaman. May our Shaykh keep us in safety. And may Allah grant him a higher station to send us always the himmat and the madad to keep us in safety, not for us to deviate. ومن الله توفيق الفاتحة. آمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.